is definitely a horror masterpiece that can be locked in advance as the top 1 horror movie in 2023. It is said that more than a dozen audience members fainted at the North American premiere. The crew arranged 5 ambulances to be on standby at the cinema entrance. Reminder: this film is full of high energy. I highly recommend watching it with friends. The story begins with a clear ancient book that Danny accidentally found and brought home. Curious, Danny forced open the ancient book without hesitation. The blood dripped on the cover and was quickly absorbed. The sharp teeth opened it instantly. Danny couldn't wait to open the ancient book. Unexpectedly, it was full of pictures of horrible demons. The strange images gave the older sister chills. She told Danny to stop reading it and left hastily. Few foreigners are present because they do not understand the reason for refusal. Danny then removed the vinyl record that accompanied the old book and began to play it. Danny turned the record and heard a creepy voice. A man claiming to be a priest warned the person who picked up this book. This is a death note. The cover is made of pickled human skin, the seal is made of ground human ribs, and the contents are all made of human blood. The seal is lifted when it opens, and a spell like a terrifying sacrifice is then cast from the record. Danny panicked and attempted to switch off the record player, but no matter how much she pressed the off button, it wouldn't cease. The strange spell persisted. The note also moved on its own without wind. A mysterious force rose from outside the building at the speed of light. Danny's family was about to be in great trouble. Cowards who saw this video, please pay attention. The whole process is high energy and strong. I suggest that you watch it with your friends who love you. In the wailing of the sister, the power of the whole building collapsed instantly. Danny closed the death note decisively, but it was obviously too late at this moment. The devil's seal was lifted. Apia did not dismember Danny but instructed her to the kitchen. She turned on the gas first, put on the frying pan, and finally put 70 or 81 fresh eggs in the pan. This strange way of frying eggs scared Danny's 3 children and sister Photon out of their 20-second emoticon pack on your phone. The evil spirit completed the possession. She controlled Donnie to kneel on her knees and slowly crawl towards several people. After a violent convulsion, Sister Jing actually vomited out last year's New Year's Eve dinner. Donnie and Guangza were blinded by the situation and took Sister Jing to the hospital. However, they did not expect that the elevator and stairs had been destroyed by the ghost. Sister Jing was already staring at the big eyes and eating, making it impossible for them to do anything. They had to temporarily put Sister Jing's body in the bedroom and witness her die with wide open eyes. Sister Guangza couldn't bear it, but just when she was about to close Sister Jing's eyes, Guangza's phone rang. It was Sister Jing calling. Sister Jing's urgent cry for help came from the other end of the phone. She shouted that her body was very hot. The next second, the screen of the cell phone exploded strangely. When Guangza turned around and looked at Sister Jing, she saw Sister Jing who had come back to life. After all, she was her biological sister. After a brief fear, they were so happy that they cried and hoped that Sister Jin could be rescued again. They felt that Sister Jin's body was very hot, so Guangza called the children to throw Sister Jin into the bathtub to cool her body down. But the next second, Sister Jin was like a big 4-horned spider. She could actually climb on the wall of Guanglong with her bare hands. With the sound, Sister Jin fell into the bathtub. Just when Danny and Guangza thought everything was over, Sister Jin poked out from the water again. The demon completely took over Jin's body. Then the demon started to hunt. It is said that this look alone scared 3 audience members to death at the premiere. The demon completely possessed Jin's body. She ran towards her sister Guangza with a contorted body, clutching a shard of glass. Jin kept waving the glass in her hand. The knife pierced through Guangza's palm, the eldest daughter's call seemed to awaken Jin's humanity, but in a flash she pounced on her eldest daughter, who was pinned down. She readied the electric drill to pierce her daughter's eyes, causing the eldest daughter to turn away in fear. She saved her eyes and cheeks, but was cut open. Jin then stretched out her 18 centimeters tongue to taste her daughter's blood. At the critical moment, Danny saved Jin by acting in time. Jin angrily smashed into the dark bedroom. She extended her 40-centimeter claws and chose the next victim. When some people were scared to the point of weakness, the neighbors who heard the noise came to investigate. Sister Jin saw the handsome boy and cried silently, finding him irresistible. Sister Jin bit off the man's eyeball with one bite and then spat it out because it was choking. I spat directly into the mouth of the long-haired man opposite me. The 2 neighboring men died instantly. Photon quickly took several children and hid them in the room, locking the door tightly. They looked through the peephole and saw Sister Jin indiscriminately slaughtering the residents in the building. This horrific scene scared Photon to death. Danny, who had recovered, thought that all this must be related to the Death Note she had picked up. Maybe end all this in Death Note. Photon asked Danny to find Death Note and study solution to crack all this. The eldest daughter, with a cut on her cheek from Sister Jin, became abnormal. Black veins began to spread from her wounds. She started bleeding black blood from her mouth and nose. Then, more black blood began to flow out. It was clear that she had been infected. She vomited wriggling maggots from her mouth. Soon after, I saw the eldest daughter squatting on the stove. Sister Jin was enjoying chewing the glass in her hand. It looked like the glass shards were going to cut her throat. The eldest daughter was unaware and ate more deliciously. Guangza knew that his niece was obviously possessed by an evil spirit. In order to prevent his niece from seeing the dusk like Jin Jia, they tied up the eldest daughter's body and put it on the bed. Guangza chose to keep investigating the Death Notes in search of a method to eliminate the evil spirit. Guangza hid in the bedroom to find the truth, while the horror outside continued. The picture was too weird and bloody, so I couldn't describe it in words. I suggest watching the original movie with your loving friends. We skipped to the end in the wild chase of the evil spirit, and all the building's residents were annihilated. Only Guangza and her daughter survived in Sister Jin's family. Even more terrifying, the evil spirit fused all the bodies in the building into one. The body transformed into a more repulsive monster than the human body. Photon was becoming increasingly courageous at this point. He picked up the chainsaw on the ground and transformed into a chainsaw girl. Without hesitation, he gave the monster a fatal blow. Today's story, Rise of the Evil Dead, ends. I'm a nanny. See you next time.